What is up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to another amazing podcast. You know what? You know me. I'm Greg McDaniel. I've been your co-host here for quite some time. But the Johnson Face is on an unannounced vacation, and he is actually doing another show right now. So I got my homeboy Nick Sakkis here. He's going to be our. We only had one other co-host ever to grace the show, so. Nick and I have been working around some other stuff off air and everything else, and I got to tell you, man, what we got going on, what he has been building behind the scenes. I mean, I swear to God, your head is going to explode when he kind of talks about what he's been building. But it is something that, I mean, the numbers he went over with kind of what he's doing with me are off of 2 videos. Okay, you'll hear some astronomically awesome numbers. But I just want to first welcome my dear friend, Mr. Nick Sakkis. Welcome from Florida. Hopefully you don't kick off the show because it is a storm over there. And welcome, my friend.
Oh, dude. Thank you for having me. As you can see, my shameless promotion here. I don't know if the evil bald ninja was the other co-host, but that's where I got my inspiration from because he had his giant placard. So I knew I was going to be on the show, and I said I got to one-up the baldness with my products here. So it's a shameless plug. But yeah, man. I'm sad to be replacing Johnson Face. Hopefully, you guys feel like I'm just as attractive and funny and charismatic as Matt in his place. But yeah, we got some cool stuff to talk about, and like Greg said, some stuff that we've been working on in the background. Product that I just kind of soft launched in my Facebook group. If you guys aren't involved, I'm sure most of you listening to this podcast already know Real Estate Marketing Rockstars. Mm-hmm. But we got some cool stuff going, and kind of just. Maybe just talk about an overview, 50,000-foot view of the industry right now, where things are going, where we see things kind of heading, and how to stay relevant in this crazy world where there's more real estate agents actively licensed right now than ever in the history of the world. So
yeah, everyone's out there trying to make a buck. There's about, I think, 1.2 or 1.3 million agents, the numbers that I'm hearing. Who knows if they're actually accurate, right? But
yeah. Sure.
Some of the stuff that we're going to cover today is going to be some amazingly new stuff. Some of it's going to be old concepts, not really, but like you'll think you have heard them before. You have not heard them before. Okay, I mean, Nick and I have been working on this for 2-3 months at this point, or even a little bit longer, like conceptually, and. My head hurts when I talk with him. So if you feel like you just got, like, your head just exploded, it's natural. It's normal. Go watch it again. Contact Nick. You guys can go from there. No, Ann, Matt and I did not break up. It's like, did Matt and you break up? No, we did not break up. He's on another podcast today. We're multitasking. That's what business partners do. Okay, let's start it off with an easy question super quick for you. We went over to lead gen scripts and objections, and we got a question. What are the some easy, free ways to generate leads in real estate if you're just starting out?
Sure. And we're going to kind of get into that a little bit too. One of the first things that kind of pops in my mind and is a really easy thing to do is go into your local Facebook groups, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, you guys are probably involved with Facebook groups. Obviously, lead gen scripts and objectives is a Facebook group in itself. But here's like my overall message and my overall mentality right now in 2018 and going forward. And one of the things that I think we've kind of gone away from because we've gotten to this frenzy of online lead generation and leads. We're not building relationships, right? So when I think about free ways to get people into your world and attract leads, literally the easiest thing you can do, Facebook's one of them in groups, Instagram's another one in direct messaging and hashtag searches, but just go make friends. Like literally it's as simple as just making friends every day instead of thinking of it in terms of like I have to lead generate and call people and bother them 2 to 3 hours a day like Greg does, and he does a great job. If you just woke up in the morning and said, my only one objective goal for the day is to make new friends and meet people, like that's the overall goal of this whole thing, right? So go into places that you like. If you're a mom and you have kids, join the mom Facebook group for kids in your neighborhood. What are things to do? One of the videos Greg's going to be working on, we were just talking about the other day, find out all the local restaurants in your area that have kids eat free days and put together a calendar, post that into a Facebook group. Monday through Friday, moms, this is where you can take your kids from the ages 2 to 13 and get free meals. Like, there's so many things that we can do to be creative and be local and give value to people other than just sitting in a microphone in a booth like this and saying, these are the real estate stats for 2018 in your neighborhood. Like, literally 90% of the people don't care about that message. So be local, be relevant, make friends.
Yeah,
it seems easy, but it's hard.
It is, because it's something that's gone against our culture and our mindset. We've been built to just go out there and buy leads. When in reality, I mean, what you're preaching, what Matt and I have talked about several times with James, the Zillow killer, what he has preached several times is, look, you have every tool you could ever possibly imagine to ever need to go out there and to be a self-lead generator. But we just don't think out of the box. Why? It's because Zillow and Trulia and Redfin and Realtor.com and all the rest of these guys, they make a shit ton of money off of us buying their shit leads.
Yep.
When they're, like you said, they're not making relationships. When's the last time you've actually went out with the intention to make a friend or a relationship from a lead? No. It's a transactional relationship. It is purely there to put money in your pocket, and they know it, you know it, and you guys are fine. You might be friends at the end of the day. 90+% of the time, I'm going to say you probably won't. But what about doing send out cards, or doing, like you said, go into local groups and be a human in the group? And that's where it really pretty much stops. You don't need to do too much more out of it. But just so that we get people's idea, they understand what we're talking about. Now, we've put out 2 videos. I think Nick challenged me to produce a lot of videos. I'm like, how many videos should I give you? He's like, if you can give me 5 at a time, that'd be great. I think I gave you 14 in 2 days.
Yeah. Greg's an overachiever, classic overachiever.
It was really simple, and we'll explain how we did this. And I got a 100% acceptance rate on going out to these local businesses, and these are big discounts I was able to get. And it cost me almost zero time. It cost me $0, and everybody said yes to me. Even people who didn't even know me said yes to me when I walked into their store. They said, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that, sure." But Nick, with the 2 videos that I've done, explain the 2 videos, and then how many people have viewed it, and a roundabout idea of kind of what we've spent so far together to make this happen.
Yeah, so we're right now, and like I said, trying to make friends, right? So anybody who listens to Gary V, he's been preaching this kind of stuff for years and years and years, and yes, he is kind of like a cutthroat, you're either with me or against me kind of guy. But the stuff that he talks about is so, it rings so true in today's culture, which is just creating that friendship and that bond and letting people know that you give a shit, right? Because at the end of the day, the last thing you want people to think is that you're just there to collect a $6,000 check. They can sniff that shit out, especially at a table when you're at a listing appointment. They know if that's the only reason you're there. Other than, here's a good example. Everybody probably knows an agent, okay, in your marketplace that kills it, and they don't do lead generation on a daily basis. They kind of float around. They're the person that maybe they're, and I'm not going stereotypical, don't send me hate letters or anything like that, but let's say the doctor's wife, okay? She's part of the country club. She's a socialite. There's those type of agents that kill it, and all they do is their social activities, and they get referrals from their friends, and it's the luxury market, Greg. You know this very well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where that agent is not necessarily that person that is going to be grinding it out every single day. They look like they're having tons of fun. They're going on vacation. They're doing all these things, and they're living their life. And that's how it almost needs to kind of come down to us in normal, everyday $200,000, $300,000 transactions. How can we be that social person to go out and make friends and just be the connected person to when everybody thinks about real estate, when everybody thinks about what local restaurant? Oh, I heard that from Greg. Greg told me about that pizza place. It was freaking awesome. People remember stuff like that, and it's not just the fact that you're an awesome real estate agent and you can negotiate the best deal for them, and that kind of activity only happens every 7 to 10 years. But in that meantime, what value can you provide to people that already know, like, and trust you in that 7 to 10 year period? Not just the landscapers and the pool guys and all that stuff that you know, but connecting yourself with your community and being that local person of value is really where business is going, because the shield is down, the brand is down. No longer can you hide behind KW or EXP or the McDaniel Callahan team. It's Greg McDaniel. I want to do business with Greg McDaniel because I like Greg McDaniel. I watch his videos, and he's chasing a fly right now. What are you doing? Dude,
I mean, there was like a helicopter that literally was right on top of my house. It was a medical helicopter flying to John Muir. I'm like, how close are you?
You look
to
like
my
a
house?
cat on your back legs right now, like freaking out.
I was like, where's it gonna go? What's gonna happen here?
Yeah.
But no,
So,
I agree with you 100% on what you're saying. Is being a human. But everyone's probably sitting there going, what the heck is this magic pill that Nick is speaking of? And when you hear it, you're going to be like, nah, that doesn't work. That's what I thought. Yeah. It works.
So think about it this way, right? And we talk about, like, everyone's always wants to know, like you said, that magic pill. Like, give me the best headline to use. What copy should I use? What picture should I use to get the most leads? It all comes down to value. What kind of value are you creating for the person? Whether you're running a Facebook ad or a YouTube video or whatever, it's what value are you creating for that end customer? So when you think about it in terms of what's everybody doing right now, everybody's saturated Facebook with, there's so many ads. The average agent now, whenever, like, put it this way, when grandma has an iPhone, it's time to get a different phone, right? It's not cool anymore. Okay, grandma is running Facebook ads now. It's time to do something a little bit different, okay? So we've switched our mentality into this hyper local, and you might say, well, okay, I go hyper local. What does that mean? It's getting people's attention and growth hacking. So you might not have much of a budget, which is okay. That's fine. So what do? You look for entities and businesses, and this is like Greg said, you might have thought you've heard this before, but not to this type of level. Because nobody is doing this right now at a super high level, okay? And what happens is, I want you to think of in terms of your dream team, okay? Everybody remembers Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, like the USA dream team of basketball, top 5 guys. They went out and they dominated. I want you to think about what kind of dream team can you create in your market, meaning what's the best pizza place? What's the best bar? What's the best local activity? Find those businesses and partner with those businesses to where you provide value for them, and it could be shooting a quick video highlighting their business, okay? You take that content, you put it in front of your database. Now you're giving them value outside of the real estate industry. You are now have the interview effect, because just like Greg had me on your show, right, 2 years ago, nobody knew who I was. I was just doing regular trainings inside my market center, to where now I go on Greg's show that he's had his show for 4 years now, blood, sweat, and tears to get the audience that he has. I come on 2 episodes, I steal 1,200 of you guys, and now you're in my Facebook group, right?
That's the way it's supposed to work. I mean, when you see value, you want to give value.
Right. So I growth hack. That's growth hacking an audience. You can do the same thing in your local network, in your local area. You get in front of that business owner, you provide them a free commercial, if you will, okay, or just put together an offer. It doesn't necessarily have to be a commercial. The commercial helps. The video views count, and we'll get into that. But what kind of value can you create for that business owner? And it's a two-way street. So now whatever offer you put in front of him, he's going to get in front of their audience. So now your face is getting in front of the established business owner. It's the interview effect. It's Oprah Winfrey interviewing Tom Cruise, right? Or like, who is Oprah Winfrey? She's not this big celeb, or she is a big celebrity now, but she wasn't an actress. She wasn't a singer. She was an interviewer. She put herself in front of Barack Obama and interviewed the president. Now Oprah Winfrey, somebody, right? It's that interview effect. So you be that interviewer throughout your neighborhood, and that's how you become omnipresent in your area, because all of these people start to see you on all these different news feeds, and it doesn't cost you any money.
But
literally go ahead.
How do we find the people that are going to give us these discounts? So I mean, this is the thing I learned. I thought I had to go around and like create these discounts. I had to go, really kind of hoof it out there and make it difficult.
Right.
But what little strategy did you give me that I went out and, guys, this has a 100% success rate?
So just a little known secret in the marketing world, right? And just because when I first started doing marketing for real estate agents, I thought, well, I can also help other businesses, right? So I started doing my Tampa Business Spotlight about a year ago, and it was just people that I knew, because that's an easy thing to do, right? You call people. Everybody knows 2 or 3 business owners in your market, whether they're a vendor or have a restaurant or whatever. So I did a half-hour commercial highlighting them. They would give me an offer. I put it in front of my people. That's when the light bulb really hit, right, about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And I saw that this is tremendous value. Well, once I started to talk to these business owners that I knew, I was like, hey, guys, I'm doing this for you. We're going to do this whole collaboration thing. It's really cool. They thought it was awesome. I said, but how do you guys normally get business? And the overwhelming majority of them said, oh, well, we pay for Groupon. And I thought, oh, okay, that's cool. So Groupon's kind of like your Zillow, right? That's the place that everybody kind of thinks they need to go. And I said, so what's the deal with Groupon? What happens when you create an offer? And they said, well, it's kind of a shitty deal, but we do it as a loss leader just to get people in the door. But we have to pay them 50% of everything that we give. So whatever offer is created, that business owner has to give up 50% of that offer to Groupon just for being on their platform. And my brain exploded. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I can run a Facebook ad for you tomorrow that'll get just as many people in the door. And it was like, check, done. I called the next person, check, done, right? So everybody can do something very simple. And when I first started telling Greg this, he's like, this is awesome. He's like, but now, he's like, I don't want to feel like I'm a real estate agent, like selling other businesses. Like that's a whole nother full-time job. And I was like, all you got to do, it's very simple. Go to Groupon, put in your zip code, and there will be 1,000 businesses that are listed that if you walk in the door and say, I would like to promote your business for free because I have a database of 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people that live in this area that would love to come to your store, they go, I love you so much. Thank you. Please, let's do it right now.
It's not even. It's not even a joke. I mean, I literally, for 10 out of 10 people that I went and contacted, it was like, hey, Nick, hey, I see that you own a bike shop, right? Yeah. Hey, I see on Groupon that you're offering 26% off. Can I offer that same thing out to my database at no cost, and you don't have to pay me the 50% that Groupon takes? And they're like, what? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, yeah. When are you going to come over? That was great. Yeah. So what I did is I went out and I took nothing fancy, guys. Took my iPhone. I literally took it and I shot it sideways because that's the way Nick likes them shot, sideways, not a vertical. He likes them landscape. And I just stood in front of their house, in front of their local business, make sure I got their sign in the back, talked about the offer that they were giving me after I got permission from them, told them that I'd run it. It was so simple. I walked into I found this gal who does skin work, like facial and stuff like that. And there's a building. I don't know. It's called the W, or I don't know. It's like I don't know what it is. It's a thing that all you ladies probably know about. But they have hairdressers and makeup people and everything. And the gal that I went and interviewed, she liked the idea so much that she walked me over to one of her girlfriends who does hair and goes, hey, so and so, this is Greg. This is what he's doing. Would you like to get more exposure? And this poor gal, her eyes bugged out when I told her she was going to go on camera right then. But she did it, and she gave me a 50% discount on a haircut and color. I'm like, you gonna make any money on that? She's like, no, but I'll get people in the door. I'm like, okay. People will fall all over themselves to do these programs with you. And the thing I like about this the most is that this is only the front, fingernail of what this thing really is going to be able to be doing for you. So keep going. I'm just going to I'm going to interject here and there, but this is the brains behind the operation, guys. You can't tell. So
I want you to think about a concept of the subscription, okay? And this is how times are changing. This is how we need to start thinking. If you look at all the biggest companies in the world right now, everybody's shifting their business model over to a subscription-based model. And the reason why we're behind in real estate, I'll kind of give you an idea. But, we no longer go to, let's say, Toys R Us or Sears, or I don't know if you guys have an H.H. Gregg. It was an electronics store that just went out of business in our market over here in the southeastern United States. But these big companies that you used to go to, walk into, now what do? You open up the Amazon app on your phone and you get 2-day shipping directly to your house, right? Mm-hmm. That's taking that customer now has access, instead of having to walk to that store for that one specific item that was at that one store they wanted. Now they have a library of hundreds of thousands of things they can pick from, shipped directly to their door in 2 days or less, right?
So here's a funny story about that, Nick. I was in Safeway, our Publix, or our supermarket here, right?
Right.
And I was looking for grout cleaner or something like that. And I was in the aisle for looking for a grout cleaner I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck it, man. I'll just go order it from Amazon because it was easier for me there. You know,
Sure.
I love telling that story because I'm like, gosh, I'm such a retard.
Yeah, it's crazy though. So, but that's what the consumer is used to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't go to Blockbuster anymore to pick out one movie. We pay $10 to Netflix to have hundreds of thousands of movies at our fingertips, right?
Yep.
We don't go to the record store anymore. We go to iTunes. Like all these things that are leading up to, and now we're still just real estate agents asking for $6,000 to $8,000, $10,000 for one thing, and we're one-trick ponies. What else can we offer? What is Greg McDaniel's value proposition to his database that's going to allow him to keep these people around for 7 to 10 to 15 years? And it used to be good enough to just be a really good real estate negotiator, but now people want more. They expect more because they've been spoiled by other big businesses. So my entire message, my entire thought process, and everything behind what I do at this point, and you guys you've heard this before, but it's even more relevant now than it's ever been, is how do you saturate and provide more value to your database than you ever have in your entire life? What does your subscription look like? Are you just a real estate agent? Do you have unbelievable vendor lists? Are you connecting with local businesses in your area to offer your people coupons and give them things that they wouldn't necessarily? How do you attract people to say, I want to be friends with Nick? I want Nick Sakkis' app on my phone because I can get unbelievable offers and deals that I can't get anywhere else. And then, anytime I'm talking about real estate with my friends and family or at any of the above, Nick does that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to talk to Nick. Here's his app. You got to get it. He's the guy. He's real estate, but he does a lot more than that. But, talk to him.
Yeah, and the thing is that the app that we're talking about, it's not an app, guys, that when you think about an app, like people are like, it's an app, damn it, no one's going to download it. It's not that. So don't get lost in the weeds here. And I want to be very, very clear. I don't make any money off of this, okay? I have not pulled a single dime in. I am working with Nick because he came to me and said, hey, Greg, you're a prospector and a marketer. Let's see if we can team up. I'll work with you and I'll help you build this and everything else. So I want that to be very clear. It's not like a sales pitch at all. But the value add is where it really caught my attention, Nick, is because with this program, it is so out of the box and so different. But people could go to Groupon or they could go to any of the other discount sites and get this, right? But they're not looking for it. They don't know they need it until they want it. And that's where if you were the bike guy and it's summertime and you're like, oh my God, I totally got to get my mountain bike fixed. I can get it tuned up for, $65 versus $200. Okay, Greg had this. I'll go use it with him. Or like a float tank, which I really want to go and try this float tank, by the way. Oh my God. Do something like that. Or, I'm not going to get a facial or haircut by these two very nice ladies. But, for all the ladies out there, you kind of diversify it out. And you can, it's just an amazing thing because once you start touching all the demographics in the geographic area that you're working, you're not just talking to one subsect. You're not talking just to the husbands or just to the wives or just to the first time, the younger generation who's buying their first house. You're talking to everybody by bringing value to maybe not just to them, but let's say there's a couple and maybe I'm friends with the husband or boyfriend. Well, he sees that I have this discount for the facial or for the hair cutting. He goes, oh, dude, this would totally be cool for my chick. Boom, get it. Who's the winner on the value add? Me, because I was the conduit to bring it to them.
Right. And I think that because I hear a lot when you talk to other agents, and Greg, I know you've heard this before too. You say the word database, and everybody goes, oh, it's like, oh, I know, it's so hard, like. But, my database isn't very big. How can I get much business from it? Or, it's scattered all over the place. I really don't want to spend the time to do it. Here's the thing, okay? You can have a small database. The beauty about partnering up with local businesses is you could be brand new in your market and never sold a deal in your life. But when you start partnering with local businesses, you growth hack their audience, and their database becomes your database very, very quickly. And that's how you scale. That's how you become omnipresent. So, but one of the big things, the point to that was, I hear a lot, it's like, well, I don't know what to say to my database. I don't, I have a 33 touch in place. I do the emails, but I don't feel like I have anything to say, because we know that people don't really care about the market updates once they've already purchased a house. I'm sorry. If you're all bent out of shape because you haven't done your market update video and you feel like that's the biggest thing you can do, You get more business, stop it. Forget about it. Yes, you need a market update video if you want to be that professional real estate agent. Everybody should have some sort of knowledge of the stats in your market. But 95% of the people that you come into contact with, that you're making friends with, okay, they already know that you're a real estate agent because they see your face. Talk about local things that are going on in the neighborhood. Be a person of value. Give them tremendous value, tremendous offers, and you'll be top of mind forever and ever.
So let's talk a little bit about the next layer here, because we have the vendors map. We have, obviously making the relationships like we just talked about. We also have a very cool vacation thing, which is awesome, by the way. And then I want to dive a little bit deeper into kind of my numbers. We can briefly kind of go over those, and so people know what they're spending. So what have we basically spent thus far to get X, Y, and Z videos out? We put 2 videos out. So what have we spent, and how many views have we had on the videos so far, and what time frame?
Sure. So part of the Reconnect platform is once you sign up, you get access to a vacation page. And the page itself, I think Greg will maybe put it in the comments.
I will.
But I've partnered up with a vacation company, and basically it allows me to give you guys the ability, once you have the app platform, to offer free vacations to your customers. Now, this is not a timeshare BS type of deal. This is a legitimate vacation that you get for free. There is a catch. You do have to pay for the airfare. So you basically get the hotel for free. But here's the thing. Everybody that you give this to, it's such a tremendous value. It's anywhere between $300 and $700 for the hotel, depending on if you get a 3-night stay somewhere or a 5-night stay. It's anywhere from Cancun to Las Vegas, Orlando. There's Branson. There's 7 or 8 different locations. You can give away 1 vacation in the United States and 1 vacation outside of the United States. So when it comes to pure lead gen, what if you had your custom app and every time you had an open house, you had a drawing for a free vacation? Any customers that would come in, right? That draws a little bit of attention. At the closing table, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, this has been an unbelievable transaction. I want you to have the luxury of going to this 3-night hotel, 5-night hotel on the McDaniel Callahan team as a thank you for doing business with us. Oh, by the way, if you refer us anybody, and they, it doesn't even have to be attached because obviously there's different rules and regulations per state, but if you send us a referral, friend or family, we'll send them a vacation. We'll send you a vacation. It's a great way to show that you're a bigger business than what you are, really, because this is what big brands have been doing for years. You guys have probably seen this kind of stuff before, at the Toyota dealership or whatever, free cruise, free whatever. This is kind of that big brand marketing down to a smaller level, and it's all included in the monthly fee with Reconnect.
Okay, and some of the things that I really like about this whole idea, after I got my brain wrapped around it, is this is doing something that we all do anyways. We all go give referrals like, oh, hey, this is my tire shop, this is my mechanic, this is my day spa, this is my hair cutter. We all do this anyways, right? We're just doing it at a higher level now, and just literally thinking about it, just being a human being. That's all it really is. Hashtag BFF Gail's on the show right now watching, and she's a huge proponent of being just being a human being, going out and bringing value to people. Because we all like to buy, we don't like to be sold. And a lot of the times right now, like I said in the beginning of the show, is that, if you were to go out and treat people just with respect and love and give them something of value that they can then take and give back to their people, or just use something in their life, it's the law of reciprocity. You will stay top of mind. And that's where I want people to start kind of wrapping their heads around, is that this is not an instant gratification. This is a long-term business play. We've been doing it for 3 weeks or a month. I can't remember.
A month. Right at a month, yeah.
We've been doing it for exactly a month. So how much have I spent? Do you know the numbers? Ballpark?
Almost $300. Not quite $300. Yeah, it's really not much.
And how many views have we had?
Almost 40,000.
Did you guys hear those numbers? About $300 worth of spend, almost 40,000 video views. Now, what are you going to do with that, Nick?
Yeah, so that's the first level. The top level is building that audience. An audience is currency. Your attention is currency these days. So what we do is we're building this audience of people that like Greg's face, right? They see that he's a real person. They see that he's a human being, okay? They've interacted with his videos multiple times in multiple different, whether it's Instagram or Facebook. We're running banner ads on the back end too. And so we're doing database stuff at the same time as well as gathering new attention. But what happens in the power of advertising, and I don't want to get too lost in the weeds here because this is at a higher level, but by building this audience of people, we're bringing them into our world, and then we can tell Facebook that I want to take people that are just like these guys, okay, and I want more of them. And that's what's called a lookalike audience. Mm-hmm. So once we start building that audience, which we've been about a month, after about month 2 and month 3, once we start getting people to opt in and check out and get these coupons and offers and go to Greg's real estate site because they're actually in the market, that small percentage that are, then we create those lookalike audiences, and that's the reverse way of how we used to target on Facebook before Facebook pulled the rug out from under us and said, here's 500 different targeting tactics that are being taken away because of all the heat that we're under. So by creating these audiences and getting people to interact with us at a friend level first, then we filter those people down to where now we can find the buyers in the market who are going to go to his conversion site and look at houses for sale. But then the 80% of the people that are still just liking the videos and interacting with his content are still saying, man, I see this Greg guy everywhere. And when they talk to somebody that's looking to buy or sell real estate, they're going to mention Greg's name. So we've been very focused in real estate, okay, on the 20%. And we talk about the 80-20 rule all the time. And I'm going to go farther than 80-20. I think it's 90-10 because we're always so focused on that 10% of the market that's buying or selling that we completely ignore talking to the 90% of the people that are in your market. That's valuable currency that we're just completely ignoring because we're so hyped up in the today business. I got to close this deal so I can pay my mortgage in 30 days, right? Mm-hmm. If we can get past that mentality and start to talk to the 90%, it's a gigantic opportunity and a gigantic audience of people that you can bring into your world, make friends, and then when it's time for them or anybody they know to buy or sell real estate, you're the person involved. So, like Greg said, I'm not just pitching Reconnect. It's my product. I love it. I created it. I think it's awesome. Greg thinks it's awesome. Mm-hmm. I think you guys will think it's awesome too. Can you go out and do all these tactics without a custom app? Sure. Are you going to be as effective? Probably not, because this is your central point. And like Greg said, this is not a normal app. If you've been with KW, you might have your KW app on your phone that you might have had for a couple years that nobody downloads because it's a real estate search app, okay? Does Reconnect offer you the ability to integrate with your MLS and have search capabilities? Yes. Is that on a scale from 1 to 10? That's probably the number 2, right, on a scale from 1 to 10 of things that you should be talking about with your app. So it's not the primary focus of the app, even though that's what it's there. It could be there for if that's what you want it to be. But it's literally your entire world, your digital business card, your footprint to keep, because everybody has their phone at arm's length 24/7. Okay, it's no secret. So in the real estate world, if we think that we have to have this beautiful custom IDX website to stay relevant, I want everybody to kind of shift their thoughts into, unless you're really pumping big time money anymore to online lead generation, to have that custom IDX site, shift your thinking into maybe I should have a custom app and really pay more attention to my database. And if you've had a real geek site or you're somebody doing all these different pages on your site, you could do the same thing in the app. Create your local community features, everything that you could do with a custom web page you can do with this app. That's what I'm giving you the availability to do, where a regular off-the-shelf KW app or Sotheby's app or whatever brokerage you're with has just been a search function. And the reason I tell you that is because I told Greg in the beginning of the show, when I first came out and said I have a custom app, people were like, huh? Like,
why do I need that?
Like 2010. The apps are like 2010. Like, what do you mean? Apps aren't cool? Well, let me ask you this. So I told Greg this, and he fully agreed and kind of laughed, because if I told you that I had an email program, okay, that you could send out an email to your customers that would get a 60+% open rate, would you be interested?
Yes.
Absolutely. Because we know that the average email open rate right now is 20%. So what am I talking about? Well, When you have somebody that has your custom app on their phone and you send them what's called a push notification, that's the little bell that goes off when someone says your name on Facebook and there's a little 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 icon around Facebook. That's a push notification, okay? With Reconnect, you can send your customers push notifications, which get a 60+% open rate. So every time you go to that local business and you partner with them, boom, push notification. If you have an open house coming up this weekend, boom, push notification. Or because it's on a cell phone, it works off GPS. So let's say you have that open house and someone's driving through that neighborhood, they can get a push notification that your open house is there. You might want to stop by to get some milk and cookies or whatever you guys give away at your open house. I don't know, right? And that's the kind of technology you can do with the business owner too, right? That business owner, you have the coupon. Someone's driving around in the proximity. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is big brand stuff. Go drive. The only reason I know this, I don't really shop at Kohl's. Our kids do. Wife does. It's all there. You drive by Kohl's and you have the Kohl's app on your phone, they send you an email and they send you a push notification just for driving by, just for driving by the store. It's called geofencing. So this is the kind of stuff that you can do when you have that mobile technology that you can't do with a website. Okay, you can't. It's like the power of a website, custom website, with the power of push notifications combined into one. And there's no download required. These are cloud-based apps. Okay, you can link to them with a custom URL. We can do a redirect on your main website if you want to. If you've ever been to like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or one of these bigger brands, you'll notice now when you go to their website on your mobile phone, a banner will pop up and it'll say, "Would you like to download our app?" Or it'll say, "Redirect to a mobile experience." That's because big brands know, the biggest brands in the world right now are doing these progressive web apps because they know we live on our phone. 80% of the time we're searching on our phone, okay? We want a better experience than just a hybrid website. We want that two-way communication, and that's what the app does.
So what kind of, when it comes to people, and I'm sure the people that have been watching this and people are just logging on, the people who are listening to this on iTunes and Stitcher and everything else, their heads are having micro explosions. I want you to quickly, how do they get a hold of you really quickly, just so I can put this in now so people don't have to wait for the end of the show. So if people are like, holy shit, like this is manna from heaven, where do they talk to Mr. Nick Sakkis and to figure this thing out, see if it's the right move for them?
You can honestly send me an email if you want to go old school at nick@reconnect.app. You can go to my Facebook group, Real Estate Marketing Rockstars. You can search on Facebook or just go realestatemarketingrockstars.com. And then you can check me out on the actual website itself. It's reconnect.app. And on the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little widget with my face, and it is me. So you can talk directly to me through the website. I will be answering those questions.
All right, so let's back this up a little bit. Let's talk about timing for people to start seeing results with using this app. What you obviously have had your head down into this thing for quite some time. If let's say when people sign up and they start doing this and they start being a human in their neighborhoods and going completely old school and actually having conversations with other humanoids.
Yeah.
Now let's talk timing. Let's talk building the audiences, then let's talk about going into the lookalikes, and then let's talk about potential timeframes for leads to start to come in and what that compound effect might or what it might look like or what it is looking like.
Right. And the easiest part about this is once you have the power and you realize that this is the way that you want to do your business, like I said, everybody knows a handful of business owners. So it's real easy for you to reach out to the people that you already know that own a business and provide this value to say, hey, I want to humanize, I want to bring local networking back, okay? I want to partner with you, I want to be your official real estate partner, but at the same time, and guys, look, just squirrel, because I'm a complete squirrel. If you feel like that you're not like this, you don't own a marketing company like I do, you're not on the phone every day or doing videos like Greg, and you just say to yourself, like, what do I have to offer? I don't feel like I have anything to offer. I promise you, from talking to local businesses, from doing this for over a year, okay, most local businesses, especially like the restaurants and stuff, you'll go to a restaurant and you'll find out that the top restaurant in town, their social media page is being handled by a 14-year-old girl that's the owner's daughter, and she doesn't have any clue, right? Just by you guys, if you're listening to this podcast, you're more advanced on a social networking, on what I should do to run ads, on how to promote your business, than the majority of small business owners you're going to talk to. I promise you. Most small business owners don't even have a freaking email list or collect information from their customers. So you going in there and offering just very small little tidbit advice that we forget, we take advantage of, we take for granted, that you're going to look like a rock star in their eyes. So I don't want you to think about this in terms of like, oh my God, I have to quit my real estate job and just be like this local marketing guru to these local businesses. That's not true. So just start off by the people that you know. And again, it's friendships. It's building that trust. Hey, I've been doing this for a while. I'm a real estate agent for 1 year, 10 years, 5 years, whatever you've been doing. I have this. I have my Facebook page. I have a following. I have a database of 1,000 people, 2,000, 5,000, whatever the case may be. Let's partner up together and bring you some more business. And I want to stay top of mind. Okay, so you can obviously go to the next level with this and really partner up with them, because the idea, the third level of this is to become, not necessarily create your own B&I group, but create your own business mastermind. And that's how you get sponsorships, and that's how you start to get this money coming in on the side, where you don't have to sweat those real estate commissions coming in every single day or every single month, because you have sponsorship money to provide you with the lead gen that you need to stay relevant in this highly competitive Facebook PPC world we live in, of $5,000, $10,000 to stay top of mind. You don't have that budget. This is how you start off. So at a very granular level, 3 to 6 months, okay? And you could be that person that goes to one restaurant that you know that's your buddy, and he goes, oh, yeah, Bob in the back is looking to buy a house. Sure, that can happen. Yeah. That's that one guy that goes into the Facebook group that says, I spent $5 on an ad this weekend and got $1 million buyer. Like, you know, whatever. It happens. Is it the norm or the majority? No. But if you dedicate yourself and say, this really makes sense, I understand this, I would rather make friends than cold call people or talk to strangers that I don't know over real estate activities, but become the local hero, whatever you're into. I mean, there's so much stuff to talk about when it comes to your local market. Like, are you a dog lover? Are you a sports fanatic? Are you, you know, there's so many different niches that you might personally love. Attack that niche, man. Attack it. Be the person, you know, are you into woodworking? You know, are you on the PTA board of your school? Like all these schools that are in your neighborhoods, that's a direct correlation. You could partner up with the school and provide a co-branded app with the school, because I tell you what, that's, Greg.
It's prehistoric. Those sites are prehistoric for schools. I mean, it's
the websites and everything is so outdated, it's ridiculous.
It's painful to watch a lot of this stuff. And, you know, if you guys are doing some branding, some marketing, doing some stuff right now already, this could work a perfect dovetail, because you might not need to have a lead right now. But if you can look at it long term, if you look at the long term play on this thing and say, the value that I'm not only just bringing to myself, but I'm bringing to my community, that I'm bringing to my database, that, you know, I've gone back and I've looked through our database in the past, and I was disgusted by how many deals we didn't get because of the lack of value that we didn't bring. You know, and the thing is that, like, if you guys are doing Rockstar Connect, you know, those networking events, I had mine last week or the week before. Anyways, great event, a lot of good responses. You can take all those local businesses, invite them to sign up right there, put your business on a map on your app to push out to your database. It's bone-numbingly simple, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you're already doing the Rockstar Connect, if you're already out doing something, this is just a value add. This is the cherry on top. Going, hey, look what I can bring of value to you guys. Nick, we had a question there. You can put your local IDX on this app, right? Yeah.
So if you say you already have a Real Geeks page or a Boomtown page or whatever, we can integrate that directly into the app. So that's no issue. If you don't have an IDX page right now, we will integrate with IDX Broker. So it's like $30 a month, I think, for their service, and we can do an API directly into our app. So like the app then becomes your custom search portal. So we can do it either way. Whether you have an existing page now, we can integrate that, or if you don't, it would be an extra $30 a month to integrate that in there.
So let's talk about conversion. You said Boomtown, Sync. You work with all the big boy platforms. You work with anything that will play with you with an API.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's start winding this down a little bit. I want to kind of make sure that we make sure there's anything else we haven't covered about this technology for lead generation. I want to make sure that we do cover it. So the floor is yours.
Yeah. So the reason that I'm on this mission and is because I don't want to scare anybody, but I want you guys to be well aware of what's coming in our industry. And I know that we've heard about our database and stuff before, but as a perfect example, I want to give you guys an idea. I correlate our real estate industry into everybody says like we'll be like the travel agents and go away. That's not true. But I do want to look. I look at other industries outside of what we have in our real estate industry, and the closest correlation that I can see right now, and this is my opinion, you can say I'm full of shit or whatever, is look at the insurance industry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the insurance industry right now is run by two big companies, Geico and Progressive. They combined spent $5 billion on consumer forward advertising in 2017. Okay. We look at Zillow as being a big animal in our industry right now. Zillow spent $127 million to dominate the search market in real estate. Okay. The big boys, Geico and Progressive, in those industries, guess who owns Geico? Berkshire Hathaway.
No shit.
Okay. He's already playing in the insurance field, right? Rocket Mortgage has turned into the largest, Quicken Mortgage is the largest mortgage broker in the country. It happened in about 3 years. Mm-hmm. Guess who has a partnership with Quicken Mortgage? Berkshire Hathaway. Now, I'm not calling my shot and saying that Warren Buffett's going to come in and take over the industry. All I'm saying is that there's big time money out there waiting to connect all these little real estate dots that haven't been connected with billions of dollars that we've never seen before. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, 80% of the market goes to Geico and Progressive to get their online quote, but 20% of the market still goes to the State Farm agent, who's the local advisor.
Right.
Okay? Your neighborhood State Farm agent has a brick and mortar. That's what I believe is going to happen to the real estate industry. There's going to be an 80%. Amazon's going to come in. Berkshire Hathaway's, one of these big time people with billions of dollars are going to come in and do this big real estate 80%. But there's 20%, and that's you and me, Greg. That's the people who are going to be the local hero that everybody knows, the advisor, that State Farm agent. If you do it properly, there's still a lot of business to be had, and there's going to be a lot of business to have as that 20% advisor in your market as these things come down the line 5, 10, 15 years from now.
I couldn't agree with you more on this. Actually, I was listening to a podcast today, Real Estate Today Radio, done by the National Association, on the episode they did in June, and they were saying that I'm forgetting the name of the online site, but it's basically a furniture site, right? You can go on there and buy discount furniture. Guess what they're doing? They just got into the real estate game. They're going to start doing lease management, and I'm like, how does that correlate between like sheets and bath towels and bathroom furniture or kitchen or dining room furniture to managing real estate rentals? It is happening now. The real estate business we saw at the end of 2017, it's not going to be the way it's going to be at the end of 2019. I mean, it's going to radically shift. Zillow, we'll go back to them. Their projected income was $190 million. They just got into the mortgage business, guys. They are now, their projection is only to make $30 million because they went so risk, and it costs so much money to buy this mortgage company, but they see the writing on the wall. All these companies are coming out with 1% listing opportunities. This is happening. So you could either, like a lot of us did in 2007, 2008, sit there and get run over by the market as it plows past you, or you say, oh my gosh, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm going to go take proactive action, and I'm going to get ahead of this thing, and I'm going to start working on it now. So when this train comes by, and everyone's, well, I'm going to do it for this, that, and another thing. Well, you've just delivered a ton of reciprocity to these folks for either months or years at that point, where they're going to feel loyal to you to some level. As long as you're staying in front of them and you're doing your videos and you're doing all this other stuff, then they will call you up because your name will be synonymous with real estate.
Absolutely.
And that's where you have to start to understand. I was having a call with Amy B this morning, and yes, Veronica, fucking really. And she just typed that in the side notes. but the thing is that, Amy B and I were talking about some stuff about how the market is shifting. Oh, it's shifting. Yeah. So start making friends, get back to being human. One of the things I go back, it's like an old, several-year-old animated movie, kind of like Disney or something like that, and it talked about how the future, everybody would be laying down and their bodies would go to atrophy because they didn't move. They lived in their avatar worlds, and all of a sudden, I think that's kind of where real estate has been. We're living in our avatar world. This is we get the leads over here, and then they just magically come into our inbox, and everything. There's no relationship whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, this like virtual world crashed, and everyone came out of being under, I guess sort of an illusion or being sedated or being caught in this alternate reality, and they started waking up, and they found out that they were overweight, that they couldn't move their muscles, all of these different things, and they all of a sudden had conversations together and rebuilt relationships. And the moral of the story is that I think we've been under the ruse of online lead generation, when in reality the only thing you needed to do was go out and say hi to another human, be human, to get the results. And Coop Out is a site that I have been. I looked at that damn thing. I had like 13 or 14 months of me having that. Never set it up or used it once. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah.
So that's what we do inside the app too. Is create the coupons. So it's a full service, full-fledged. You can take this for $100 a month and literally run your business around it, or it could just be an add-on. If you're spending $5,000 a month on Boomtown and you're doing online lead generation, this is the icing on the cake to provide to your database. But you talked about Disney. I think this is hysterical because I was just thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
And my youngest is 2 years old. Okay. Yeah. And he loves Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And when I look back, when I watch these videos, and it's the same crap over and over again. But what's interesting is they have a character in the cartoon. Anybody who's got kids will appreciate this. That's called Toodles. Okay.
Toodles.
And when any of the Clubhouse members are in trouble, they literally call Toodles. And you know what? You know who Toodles is?
Oh God, I can't wait to see what you're going to get off your desk. Oh, it's your phone?
It's our cell phone. Like, Toodles is this imaginary thing that comes out of the woodwork. They say, oh, Toodles. We say, oh, Siri, show me where the nearest coffee shop is. Like, this was 9 years ago when Mickey Mouse Clubhouse came in. They didn't have this shit. Like, this is a conspiracy theory of all conspiracy theories right now in my brain. I'm watching this. I'm like, holy shit, Disney just invented Siri before there was Siri in a cartoon platform. What are you watching, kid? Like, what is this? It just blew my mind. So, yeah, he already knows that I'm going to ask Toodles what I need. What's he going to do in 20 years? It's going to be virtual reality. He's going to press a button on the side of his head, and it's just going to be there. Like, it's crazy.
It's going to be insane. All right, so, Nick, where can they get a hold of you, again, just so they can reach out to you, talk to you about it? They're going to have very specific questions
sure.
For their marketplaces and their needs and everything else. So what you got, amigo? Where do they find you?
realestatemarketingrockstars.com takes you right into the Facebook group. Go to reconnect.app. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a text box that chats directly with me, or if you want to shoot me an email, nick@reconnect.app.
That was easy, guys. Did I not tell you your head was going to semi-explode? Go back, because I'm sure some of you are going to be like, what in the fuck just happened? And what were we just talking about? Go back, rewatch this, guys, re-listen to this, whatever you want to do. There's a lot here. The reason why I can somewhat speak with confidence about this is because I've been talking with Nick quite a bit for the last month about it. The first time he told me about it, I just went snowblind mentally. I'm like, what? Yeah, I heard the word app, and what? Can we start at the beginning again? But go rewatch it. Reach out to him if this is something of interest for you guys, and make sure that this thing is something that you guys put into your business, or at least look into it. Because I don't want to see you guys get run over by the freight train that's coming down the pipe. It is coming down the pipe. For me, you guys go to bookmcdaniel.com. Again, bookmcdaniel.com. And let's talk about EXP. If this is something of value that you guys are interested in, book 30 minutes with me at bookmcdaniel.com. And let's just see if it's the right fit. Because I believe that it is for agents. but you have to make your own choices on that. So there it is. Go to bookmcdaniel.com. So, well, since you're the co-host, Nick, guess what you get to do?
Pick the color?
You get to pick the bow tie color, buddy.
How about red?
Red?
Strong.
Red with blue polka dots, since it is your colors on the Reconnect app.
There you go. Red with blue.
Red with blue polka dots. All right, guys. Hey, I'm glad you guys got to come over and hang out with us today. We had a blast. We bring awesome, amazing people like Nick to you guys because we are just blown away by how smart all these people are in this business. Just like it is insane how smart everybody is. So go take a look at Nick. Go take a look at his group. You will not be sorry about it at all. And then Matt and I will be back Friday because it's already Wednesday. Be back on Friday with another amazing show. I don't know who we're going to have, but it's going to be amazing one way or the other. So until then, guys, peace out, ninjas. We're gone.